Okay. So, this is multiple choice number 12 on the B Physics C extra credit. So, we're given a force problem. Um, and we know from the physics facts with our forces that we always need to draw free body diagrams, and we need to set up our sum of forces equals ma. We need to do it in their respective directions. Sum of forces in the x equals mass times acceleration in the x. Sum of forces in the y equals mass times acceleration in the y. Then we're also going to need to know that horizontal component of force is force times cosine theta, and vertical component is force times sine theta, which doesn't need to be memorized. It can just be from knowledge of trigonometry. And then we're also going to need to know our friction physics fact that force of friction equals mu Fn. Where is that? Right here. That's very important. Okay, so let's set up our FPD for this problem. So we have our block. Let's do it right here. We have the weight force going down, G. Then we're going to have going up our normal force. Oh, the other physics fact we need to know is that when forces are in equilibrium when an object is moving at a constant speed. So we're going to have normal force. And then we're also going to have the vertical component, F2, which would be F2 sine theta. Then we're going to have the horizontal component, which is F2 cosine theta. And then we're going to have frictional force. And we're going to have F1. F1. All right. So we have our FBD. And then let's also write at the top. It's really important. F force of friction. Mu F N. Okay. So let's set up. First, let's do the y direction. Okay. So in the y direction, since it's not flying, in the y direction it's at complete rest. We know it's in equilibrium. And then normal force plus F2 sine theta equals the weight force, which is mg. Okay. And then we solve for normal force. Minus F2 sine theta. Okay. So now let's think about this. We can solve this problem without setting it up in the x direction. We just got to think about it. So as theta decreases, it's asking what's going to happen as theta continues to decrease. As theta decreases, we know F2 sine theta will decrease because sine theta, if the angle is smaller, sine theta will decrease. So this is going to decrease. This right here is going to be decreasing. So if what we're subtracting decreases, that means the difference is going to be larger. So that means our normal force, as the angle decreases, is going to be increasing. Okay. So once we know that, just got to use our brains. Think of this equation right here. Force of friction equals mu Fn. Mu stays the same. So that means if force of friction is directly proportional to the normal force, since it's mu times the normal force. So if the normal force increases, that means the frictional force has to increase. Therefore, there's only one answer that makes sense, and that's answer A. So let's just check to be sure. I don't know why D was selected. And there you go. So thank you very much.